Well, hello, beautiful people. Bradley Page here, professional marketeer of property from the Dowling Property Group, giving you my bi-monthly market report that covers April and May. That's what's been happening in the 2304 postcode and 2298 postcode, along with a couple of extra suburbs, Tighes Hill and Carrington and Hamilton North. So I'm going to tell you the amount of properties that have actually sold, what the suburb record price was actually achieved in that time frame. Plus I'll give you a bit of a case study on an outstanding result that our agency did in the 2304 postcode, and what my predictions are in moving forward now that we're actually over the federal election. So here's all the good stuff. Mayfield, 29 sales happened in the area in the 2 months. Highest price was 51 Waratah Street for $1.44 million. Mayfield East, 10 sales done. 97 Margaret Street and 38 Margaret Street. Street and suburb record prices of $1.75 million. You heard it here correctly, $1.75 million. Mayfield West, 4 properties sold in the last 2 months. 16 Thornton Avenue, sold for $881,300. Then we go to Warrabrook, only 3 properties sold in Warrabrook in the last 2 months. 23 Elyria Crescent, sold for $675,000. Waratah, 47 Platt Street, Waratah, sold for $1.25 million with 19 sales in the suburb for the last 2 months. We go to Tighes Hill, 9 Elizabeth Street, Tighes Hill, sold for $1.35 million, 7 properties sold in that particular suburb. Then we go to Maryville. We have 10 properties sold in Maryville for the last 2 months. 19 Estill Street, sold for $1.625 million. Then we go to Carrington, 8 properties sold in the last 2 months. 35 Burke Street is the suburb record there for the last 2 months, $1.25 million. We then go into Georgetown, 8 properties sold there in Georgetown, with the record being 28 Moat Street for $1.33 million. And last but not least, Hamilton North, 2 properties sold there. 18 Gower Street is the suburb record for the last 2 months for $1.33 million there as well. The moral to that story is that the properties that are actually getting the premium prices are the ones that are fully renovated, the Federation properties with the high ornate ceilings, day-day boards, picture rails, 2 living areas, and generally multiple garaging, and on 450, 500 square metre blocks. Now let's do the case study there of property there in Margaret Street, number 38. Sensational property there, dead flat, 1,061 square metre block. Beautiful family home. It was either cherry ripe for a new family to come in, or an investor or / developer. Fortunately, we were able to get, ladies and gentlemen, a young family that came in and secured that particular property. We had 45 views through the auction campaign. We gave a auction guide of $1.6 to $1.7 million. And the hammer got knocked down for a street and suburb record price of $1.75 million, smashing the area record on the 2304 postcode, which was previously $1.59 million. So that's $160,000 above the street and suburb record price previously held. All right, outstanding result. What does that mean in actually now moving forward? We've had a lot happen. This is my prediction in what's going to then happen in the marketplace in the next 2 years. We've now had our federal election. Our country has spoken, and there's been an enormous change. Liberal are out, Labor are in. We've got independents, 14 of them. So, mate, the country has spoken, where they've lost confidence in both the Labor and the Liberal Party. And we now got to move forward with obviously uneasiness out there in the economy. We've got a war happening. We've got increase in oil prices. We've got the standard of living prices obviously increasing there with food, and now interest rates. Now let's talk about interest rates. I am predicting, and this is through the industry averages, that in the next 12 months, our interest rates will increase a minimum 1%, and over the next 2 years, there'll be a 2% increase from where we are now. We're about 6 months behind New Zealand. New Zealand's first interest rate increase was in November, and since then they've had 2 further increases, of one of 0.5% and another at 0.25. So they've gone up 1 full percentage point in the last 6 months. We are going to follow that trend. Now, before everyone go, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? We're going to get flooded with properties on the market. That ain't going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the reason why. You might remember the Bank Royal Commission there in 2019, where all the banks and the lending institutions were under enormous scrutiny. Well, from that, this is the outcome of it, is that wherever the interest rates currently are, if it was at 2%, when a new buyer or potential buyer was going in to get or receive a new home loan, the mortgage broker or lending institution then had to add 3% onto the current rate in order to get their pre-approval. So that means that the people that are getting their pre-approval at the current interest rate at 2.5%, they had to show capacity to pay back a home loan at 5.5% before it even got approved. So all these industry gurus that aren't industry gurus, that are giving fear-mongering tactics out there, saying to everybody, we're going to get inundated with all these homes coming on the market because they haven't got the capacity to pay it back, they are incorrect. Because prior to their loan being approved, they've had to show the capacity that they can actually pay back a loan at 5.5% at their current income. So we've now got Albanese now out there saying, mate, standard of living and the wage increases are 5.5%. He's now guaranteed that. So yeah, happy days that we're now going to be in an influx of obviously higher wages, coupled with obviously higher standard of living and petrol prices. So people are going to have that capacity to pay those loans back. What it means though is this, is that the borrowing capacity is going to decrease. So every 0.25% interest rate increase, that means that the homeowner out there, or the potential homeowner, whether it be first home buyer or someone that's upsizing or downsizing, it just means that their borrowing capacity is going to reduce by $20,000. So over a full percentage increase, that's $80,000. So if you've been approved for $900,000, it then means that then comes down to $810,000. It doesn't then mean that house prices are going to come down that amount. It just means that their borrowing capacity is going to reduce. In time though, ladies and gentlemen, yes, house prices are going to decrease. I'm predicting in the next 12 months that they'll actually go down around 5%, but over 2 years it'll go down approximately 10%. So that means that $1 million property now, 12 months time, are going to be worth say $950,000, and in 2 years time it's going to be worth $900,000. So hopefully that clarifies everything for you. But my call to arms and action, ladies and gentlemen, is this. If you are seriously contemplating offloading, particularly an investment property or a principal place of residency, and you wanting to either downsize or upsize, let's start a real estate conversation now. Don't wait for these interest rate increases to increase and try to chase the market. Get your property on the market now. Or if you want to start that conversation, let's get my A team of people in there, my plumbers, my plasterers, my electricians, or my A team of people that I can engage onto your property to get it onto the market. Let's start that conversation now. Might take 3 months or 4 months to get it on the market, but we're not chasing the market. So if that interests you, please get me on the phone. Either call me or text me, 0403 496 891. Shoot me an email to bradley@dowlingpropertygroup.com.au. And I'd love to have that confidential real estate conversation with you. That phone number again, 0403 496 891. Email bradley@dowlingpropertygroup.com.au. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you are contemplating selling, don't hope for an excellent result. Experience it through Bradley Page, professional marketeer of property for the Dowling Property Group. Thank you for clicking, listening, and understanding, hopefully, the information that I'm sharing with you. Until next time, over and out. Bye for now.